Hello, I'm Robert Holmain, and I'm appearing in Used Car Salesman Forum to bring you the results of the Animation Master Forum Planes, Trains, Automobiles Image Contest. We've got planes, we've got trains, we've got automobiles. Before we find out who won, let's take these images out for a spin.
The atomic airplane is an attempt to design a retro-futuristic aircraft, similar to the airships in the H.G. Wells-inspired movie Things to Come. The model will have a brief appearance in the sequel to Calvin's Shoe, which I am currently working on. The sequel will be called Calvin's Other Shoe.
So it's New Year's Eve, and you are a penguin that's just watched the ball drop and polished off the leftover Christmas eggnog. And you're feeling a little impish, and you notice the train next to the Christmas tree. What do you do? What do you do?
This is the fourth camouflage car I've modeled in animation, and the fifth overall since 1999. I rotoscope spy pictures, bend splines, and post renders on the car's forum looking for feedback, and hopefully some insider info. I actually got paid well to exclusively post on one forum for the 2015 Mustang.
My entry is the airship, which is an autonomous reconnaissance dirigible. The grasping arm underneath I modeled to resemble a bird, and on the sides of the head would be cameras. This is an image of it flying a night mission.
This is a Type 3 yellow school bus modeled after the Bluebird Vision. It was started for another project a long time ago that never made it to completion. I used some rotoscopes and a lot of guessing to get the shape and size. The other assets in the image were made by Steve Shelton with the exception of the gala model, the woman getting off the bus, which I believe is from the Extras DVD.
The idea for the image came about as a reflection on the dreams of the youngsters when they learned to drive. It was done with a toon render in several iterations. The composition went through several versions before settling on this one. The comic format used is a reference to those that I read in my youth.
It's 1953. In a rural part of Ontario, a Canadian National train hauling mostly freight is pulling in for a quick stop at Thornhill Station to allow passengers to transfer to and from the combination car. The cab arrived quite early. The fare left the door open and said, "I'll be back in a minute." That was 50 minutes ago, but since his meter's still running, the cabbie can afford to sit back and relax. A farmer arrived after the cab and had to park his pickup truck, perhaps a bit too close to the track. A TWA airliner is starting to make its final approach for a landing at the nearby airport.
I have been fascinated by railroad handcars ever since I saw one in an old movie. They are like the original people-powered vehicle. But it turns out they're kind of dangerous. Apparently you can be cranking away on one of these things and not realize there's a steam locomotive coming your way.
My brother had a 1955 Chevy pickup. I spent many days riding around with him. I modeled my entry after his pickup.
The image is part of a short I've been working on for quite some time now. It features my favorite character, Papa Bear, and one very small, lonely Christmas tree. Since it was that time of year again, it seemed only appropriate to let that scene have some quality time in the limelight. Hope you enjoyed.
In case you're wondering about my model, he's a model of a model I made for my son out of a wooden kit years ago, and I thought it'd be a perfect thing to model again in Animation Master. That's what I entered into the contest. Thank you.
This is a model of an experimental aircraft that my friend David re-engineered and flies from his landing strip he built on his tree farm. When I get the David model working right, I plan on doing a short animation with him flying it, but it may be a little while.
Hi all, this is the image that I created for the Summer Memories contest. Robert suggested that I enter it as exhibition only, and I was happy to. The style of the vehicle is a tribute to artist Timothy J. Reynolds, I love the look of his art and I wanted to try something like it. Thanks.
This is the reason I don't own cars anymore. I got tired of the all-night marathons trying to put a car back together in the driveway so I could go to work in the morning. No, wait a second. That's the reason I don't go to work anymore.
You can't think of the late 1920s and early 30s without thinking about the Model A. That's because Ford sold nearly 5 million of them. Favored for its V8 engine, John Dillinger wrote Henry Ford a letter thanking him for making it fast enough to get away from the coppers.
A light snow has started to fall as the Christmas train waits patiently at platform 1 for the last few passengers to disembark. They bring her out once a year, resplendent in lights, to show these newer models that they sure don't make 'em like her anymore. The driver pats the old girl gently on the side of her cabin. Congratulations for a job well done.
I always get a chuckle out of these models Gene Thompson made for his music video for the Mike Branch Band because he really has captured the look of the band members. Gene tells me that his Peel the Paint video has been watched and enjoyed by no less than Billy Gibbons of ZZ Top. Yost Keller created these charming planes, trains, and automobiles for a story he has set in the distant island realm of Helgoland.
I modeled the bus for the Cupid Sick Day project I hope to finish soon. The bus will have a prominent part in the project.
I have visited New York City, and this is what I think owning a car in New York City is like. You have to park it on the street, and you have to hire a giant rabbit to keep it from getting stolen. Those are great images, but now let's find out who won. Third place goes to Charles Cronley. Let's get out the spline phone and give Charles a call. Hello, Charles.
Yeah.
Charles, I am pleased to let you know that your entry in the Planes, Trains, Automobiles image contest has taken third place. In addition to the Hash Store gift certificate, you will be receiving the Animation Master Forum Image Contest Medal. Congratulations on that.
Oh, cool. Thank you.
This image was a 2020 Corvette, a
Yes.
car that hasn't been introduced yet, correct?
Right.
Run that by me again, how this can be.
Well, all the way back to 2003, when there was some CAD leak of the 2005 Mustang appeared on the web. I thought I could use my skills to interpret it into a 3D model using Animation Master, which was great because I'd already done a car, 63 what was it, Falcon. I thought this would be great. I posted it online. A lot of people loved it, and it was very accurate. I got a huge following on that. So I did it again when for the 2015 Mustang in 2013, and I got another quite a big following there too. And I even had somebody send me some screen caps of another CAD model.
Tell me about this thing of spy photos. How does that work?
Well, in this case, car companies, they want to test them in real circumstances. So Chevy covered it with a bunch of disguised camouflage stickers and took it to the Nürburgring in Germany. That's a kind of a fast race course that they took the car to test it. And in this case, they didn't have any, a lot of times they put bulky canvas wraps over it to disguise the shape, but in this case, they were probably wanting to get data on the aerodynamics, so it was completely undisguised except for the camouflage tape. But some spy photographer saw it getting gas at a public gas station and walked up to it and took pictures, hundreds of very high resolution pictures from all angles. And I used my skills to unwrap it in my mind and figure out from the light hitting it this way that there's this little curve here. I have to try to defeat the camouflage look and figure out what the sheet metal looks like underneath it.
It's a very impressively detailed car model. I think it's the kind of thing a lot of people, when they get a 3D program, they dream of doing something like that. And it has that very authentic look to it that people strive for. What were you doing before you started making 3D models? What was your art background?
Well, actually, the first 3D model I ever made was in the 80s on a Mac. Before that, I was trained as an illustrator in college and got a job as an illustrator. Illustrator came out in 87, and I started doing vector graphics. I was very comfortable with splines all the way back to the 80s. And then 3D models started to become affordable. I bought one, but it basically did lathe and extrude, and a hybrid of a lathe and extrude. And I tried, and you could not model a car. Limitations, no Boolean or anything.
But then Animation Master came along.
Yeah, I went to Comdex in '99, and they had a booth there, and it was splines. I'm like, I can work with that, splines. I know splines, and that's always been my favorite thing about it. I can just change my mind to visualizing splines in 3D, track things that way.
What are you working on next? Are there any cars in the future?
Yeah, there was a fake out, the upcoming Ford Bronco. They released not a spy picture, but a teaser last year, and it was the classic Bronco shape draped in a canvas.
Okay.
But Ford last time, I was a bee in their bonnet with that Mustang. They actually sent an investigator to my house. That was a shock.
Charles, it's great talking to you. Congratulations on your medal-winning win, and I look forward to seeing more interesting models from you and more of you on the forum.
All right.
Thank you very much, Charles. Second place goes to Steve Shelton. Hi, Steve.
Hey, Robert.
Steve, I am pleased to inform you that your entry in the Planes, Trains, Automobiles Image Contest has taken second place. Congratulations on that.
Oh, awesome. Cool.
Tell me about this image of the Chevy truck.
Well, growing up, my brother had a 1955 Chevy pickup, and I've always liked the curves, the big wheel wells and everything, so that's pretty much the reason I decided to go ahead and model this guy.
This is a very impressive and detailed model. I just noticed this thing has eyelids on the front.
That's right. Yep.
On the headlights. And you made everything in this is a model you made. You made all these buildings.
That's right. Yeah, so the background that you see is for the project for Cupid's Sick Day.
Tell me about Cupid's Sick Day.
Well, it's based on a story of what would happen when Cupid calls in sick for the day. And they replace him with a bumbling superhero. And the rest of it is trying to get one couple together throughout the whole rest of the project. Okay. So
you had another entry as exhibition only in the contest. Tell me about this bus.
Yeah, that's actually a very prominent character in the Cupid Sick Day.
The bus is a character.
Yes. Okay. It's going to play a pivotal part at the very end of the short.
You've been using Animation Master for quite a while. You've a long-time user. When did you start get into Animation Master?
I actually bought my first copy in 1999.
Wow.
I used it simply to make little text fly across the screen. That's all it was, for animations and wedding videos that I was shooting at the time. I really didn't do anything more until about 2005, and I actually did a little short children's video about Papa Fix-It and several little characters in there.
And what is it you like about using Animation Master then?
As an artist, I love to draw and paint, but Animation Master allows me to create a model how I would draw. So even though I took all these art classes and I sculpted, and a lot of the other programs out there, when you create a model, you're sculpting. And with Animation Master, the modeling seems to be more intuitive for me as far as one line at a time, and that's how you draw a picture. So that's the way I like it.
I'm impressed by the characters you've shown on the forum, because I can model, but I don't have the imagination for new characters. Can you tell me about the Timothy character you're working on?
You asked me a little bit earlier when I got started, way back in the Atari days. I always wanted to do an animated short with a knight, a dragon, and a goblin. I actually started to do the witch in the Tin Woodman of Oz. Back in the day, they made a calling for people to model your best witch character. I started with the witch, and I really wasn't happy with it. And the character actually looked more like a goblin to me, and so that's how Timothy came to be.
Hey, you talked about painting and drawing. What was your art background before you got into 3D?
Way back as a little guy, I actually copied my brother, who was a very talented artist, and I would just sit beside him and draw whatever he was drawing. And so by the time I got into junior high school, I actually got into art class and just went all the way through college with it. And I never took it. I have a minor in art from the college days, but I never have used it any way other than just for fun.
You're doing cool stuff with it now, Steve. Congratulations again on your medal-winning image, and I look forward to seeing more fabulous work from you in the future.
Well, thank you. Appreciate it.
And first place in the Planes, Trains, Automobiles image contest goes to Dan Skelton. Hello, Dan.
Hello.
Can you hear me?
I can now. Yeah, sorry about that.
Dan, I'm pleased to let you know that your entry in the Planes, Trains, Automobiles image contest has taken first place. Congratulations.
Oh, wow. That's great. Thank you.
That's a wonderful image. I'm looking at it now. Can you tell me something about this image of this train?
Well, I picked trains because I've always liked trains ever since I was a kid.
Is this a model of a historical train, or is this a fantasia on a theme of trains?
It started life as I did a Google image search for like big steam train, and I can't for the life of me find the picture anymore. It's loosely based on an old US steam train. They tended to be bigger than the ones from the UK.
Steam trains, I've often thought of doing a steam train, but there's a ton of parts you have to make to put these things together.
Yeah, I mean, it's not mechanically sound, shall we say. It won't, I think, like, say, when, I think it's Roger who does a lot of the...
Roger Reynolds.
Yeah, he does a lot of the really detailed real vehicle models. Probably a lot more mechanically sound than mine are. Mine are just, I tend to try and make it look right without necessarily being right.
It's a great looking scene. I guess you did this with a radiosity render?
I tried it with a radiosity render.
Oh, is this conventional lighting then?
Yeah, this is normal lighting.
It's got a very warm look to it. It made it very appealing.
Oh, thank you. I think it's just I used more yellowish orange light rather than a pure white one.
What brought you to Animation Master? How did you get started with that?
That was back in I moved to Canada in 2006. I'd been talking to my brother-in-law, and he mentioned that a friend of his used Animation Master. So for my birthday in 2007, they bought me a subscription, and I've been using it ever since.
That was a great present. What were your expectations of 3D at that time?
I'd always liked the idea, once you've built it, I think 2D animation's quicker, or 2D drawing is quicker to draw something that will never move. But a 3D model will take longer to make, but then you've got every conceivable camera option you can think of.
What is it you like working with Animation Master? Then you've been doing a lot of good work for a long time, so you must be liking it.
I like how straightforward it is to use it. I've tried other 3D software. I've tried Blender and 3D Studio Max and Maya and things like that, and Animation Master just kind of works as opposed to the others.
I had Maya at one point, and I think it came with this giant manual of tutorials, and I went through all of those, and I noticed that for just about everything you would want to do, it was twice as many key presses in Maya as it would have been in Animation Master.
Yeah.
And I thought, I sort of thought, well, gee, why not use Animation Master for this?
Yeah, I mean, I've not found really anything that in other software that I can't do with Animation Master, or at least a way of doing it in Animation Master.
My feeling was that for about 9 out of 10 things, it was easier in Animation Master, and for the 10th thing, it wasn't a deal killer that you had, that it was more difficult.
Yeah, exactly.
Dan, it is great talking to you, and congratulations again on your win in this contest. That's a great looking image, and I hope we will see more of your work in the future.
Well, thank you very much. It's been great talking to you as well, Rob.
For those of you scoring at home, the final tally was planes 8, trains 5, automobiles 16, dirigibles 1. And now it's time for
the Big Scratch Off.
I have randomly assigned a Texas Lottery scratch-off card to each artist, and he will win whatever we should happen to unscratch on his card. Our top 3 artists have already won a $150, $100, or $75 Hash Store gift certificate and the Animation Master Forum Image Contest medal. Among the remaining artists who have placed in the top 10, they will be awarded 2 $25 Hash Store gift certificates. I will take my card out of contention for those and then give these a big shuffle, a random shuffle, and I'm going to print an H on the first 2 here. And in addition to the gift certificates, we're also awarding 2 copies of our late forum member Kat Whitaker's book, Wizard's Last Rule. I am quite interested in Kat's book, so I will put myself back in contention and give the cards another shuffle. Kat was a frequent poster on our forum and was making steady progress on a short movie based on the story she had written. I'm sure her book will be of great enjoyment to everyone who wins it. And I will put a K on the first 2 cards that do not already have an H on them. That one has an H, so we'll go to the next one. We'll put a K here. For our remaining, not in the top 10 and exhibition-only artists, we will randomly award 2 more $25 Hash Store gift certificates. So I will give these a shuffle. Two more H's. And we're also giving away 2 more copies of Kat Whitaker's book. So I will make 2 more K's here. And I will toss these all together and give them another shuffle, and we can get scratching. We actually have 2 different game cards here, and I will introduce them as we encounter them. So let's get scratching. The first card is me. I have my lucky Abraham Lincoln dollar here that I will use to scratch the cards with. This first game we encounter here is called Find the Nines. It says, reveal 3 matching prize amounts in the play area and you'll win that amount. If you reveal 1 or more 9 symbols in the play area, you'll win the corresponding amount in the prize legend right there. Let's see what happens. I'm going to zoom in a little bit more so we can see what all the scratching's about. 5, 2, 50, 2, there's a 2, there's a 50, no, that's a 5, that's a 500, and, oh, a 2. I won something. We have 3 2s, that means I've won $2. Did I win an additional prize? Oh, and I won Kat Whitaker's book. Cool. I was looking forward to that. Next up, Joost Keller from Germany. This is the other game we have. It's called Super 7's Jackpot. Scratch to reveal 6 prize amounts. If you reveal 3 matching prize amounts, you'll win that amount, much like the other game. In this game, if you reveal 2 matching prize amounts and a 777 symbol, you win triple that amount. Let's get the Abraham Lincoln dollar here. Did I say this was a penny? This is a dollar. So what we have here for Joost. There's a 10, 100, 5, 3, 100, ooh, last chance here, and 50. No matching prize amounts. Do we have an extra prize? Oh, no extra prize for Yost. Next up, David Simmons. This is Super 7 Jackpot. 20, 10, 20, 3, 3, and a 2. Oh, no triple amount. But David does get a $25 Hash Store gift certificate. Congratulations. Next up, Mark Largent, Stall Trek creator Mark Largent. I've actually had the pleasure of meeting Mark at a comic book convention here in the Dallas area. There's a 10, there's a 1,000. Don't get your hopes up for that one, but let's see, 3, 50, 1,000, and 10. Well, no triple amount. Is there an additional prize? Mark does get a $25 Hash Store gift certificate. Congratulations. Paul Harris, playing Super 7's Jackpot. $10, 3, 30, 5, 3, and 30. No matching, no 3 parts matching. Is there another prize? No extra prize for Paul. Sorry, Paul. Gene Thompson, Spleen on the forum. 5, 1,000, 5. Wow, I think Gene may have won $5. 20. Do my eyes deceive me? Yep, this is 5, 5, 5. Gene has won $5. Congratulations, Gene. Is there another prize? And Gene has won a copy of Cat Whitaker's book. How cool. Dan Skelton, our first prize winner. 50, 1,000, 1, 20, 50, and 3. Oh, sorry. No matching set of 3 there. And there will not be an extra prize for one of our top 3 medal winners. Next up, Myron Leroy. Myron is a musician. Let's see. This is the first time we've encountered Play the Nines, I think. Or did we? Oh, well, here we are. We're doing Play the Nines. Let's see what we get here in our scratch-off area. 50, 5, 5, 3, 1, and 50. No triple amount there. Just out of curiosity, I'm going to scratch the bottom of this. No, nothing prizy down there. Is there an extra prize for Myron? Myron gets a $25 Hash Store gift certificate. Lee Anderson. 2, 100, 5, that's a 50, a 2, and a 50. Nope. Nothing there. Is there an extra prize for Lee? No extra prize for Lee. Sorry, Lee. Joseph Fraser, atomic airplane maker. 1, 2, 2. Oh, it looks like he's at least won $2 there, because there's 3 of them. There's a 20 and a 50. Congratulations, Joseph. You've won $2. And do we have another prize? Oh, no extra prize for Joseph. Roger Reynolds, one of our Canadian Animation Master users. Let's scratch him. 3, 1, 50, 100, 3, and 1,000. No triple matching amount there. Extra prize? Nope, no extra prize for Roger. And now is the other Roger, Roger Tatum. Let's see, we're doing Find the Nines again here. Let's scratch this. We've got 500, 100, 10, 100, 2, last chance here, 500. Oh, no 3 matching amounts. Is there an extra prize for Roger? Roger gets a copy of Cat Whitaker's book. Next up, Charles Cronley, another one of our medal winners. 20, 500, 100, 20, 3, and 3. Let's see, Charles is a medal winner, so there won't be an additional prize in the back here. Next up, our other medal winner, Steve Shelton. And I got to meet Steve in person just a few weeks ago. He came down to Dallas for a business meeting. Let's see, 500, 5, 3 and 1, 3, and could we get another 3 out of that? Nope. And as a medal winner, there won't be an extra prize for Steve. Next up, Simon Edmondson from Britain. $1, $2, $2, $5. Simon has a number of productions in production currently, which we've seen bits and pieces of on the forum. 3. Alas, no prize there. Is there an extra prize? A copy of Cat Whitaker's book for Simon Edmondson. John Lemke, the Tinkering Gnome, playing Super 7's jackpot. Let's see, 1,000, 2, 3, 100. That's 1,000 and 100. No triple matching amount, I'm afraid. Is there an extra prize for John? No extra prize for John. Sorry, John. And our last card, Chris Daly. $2, $10, $2, 100. Oh, hey, it looks like we've got another prize here. Yep, we've got 3 2s. This last one will get us nothing, but we got Chris has won $2, and is there an extra prize for Chris here? Yep, a $25 Hash Store gift certificate. Cool. I think this is our most successful scratch-off to date. Congratulations to all the prize winners. That was fun. Whoops. After I watched the video of the big scratch-off, I realized that the way I added my card in before I gave away 2 more Cat Whitaker books, and the way I shuffled it after that, pretty much guaranteed that my card was going to stay on the top and get a Cat Whitaker book. So what I'm going to do is I've retrieved this set of 3rd through 10th place finishers that I was in, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to shuffle these. And then turn them over and cut them 3 times. And the first card that we encounter that doesn't already have an L or an H on it is going to be the winner of that Cat Whitaker book. So I'll turn this over. Now I'm going to cut it three times. Once, twice, 3 times. Oh, okay. We've got a card on the top here that does not have an H or a K on it. We'll add this card wins a Cat Whitaker book. And who is it? It is Paul Harris. Congratulations, Paul. Now we have finished the big scratch-off. Before we go, I want to thank Jason Simmons and Hash for providing the Hash Store gift certificates. I want to thank Gerald Sumgar for running our contest poll. I want to thank Ken Citron for helping me make the Image Contest medal. Most of all, I want to thank all of you who entered. Those were great looking entries. I enjoyed seeing every one of them. It was great to have so many entries. I hope you enjoyed working on your entry. I enjoyed seeing every one of them. A big congratulations to our 3 medal winners, Dan Skelton, Steve Shelton, and Charles Cronley. I hope we'll see everyone back for the next image contest. Until then, keep splining, and I'll see you on the forum.